Let's get right into it. Number 1, the too clean curse. Picture this. You take a bath. Once. In the Middle Ages, that already puts you on the suspect list. Hygiene wasn't just rare. It was basically witchcraft adjacent. If you walk around smelling like anything other than damp hay and generational trauma, people start whispering. Medieval folks believed cleanliness made your soul slippery, as in, demons can't latch onto your body if you're too clean, which somehow translated into, you must be in league with said demons. So if your skin wasn't flaking like an abandoned fresco in a forgotten church, congratulations, you're a witch. Your body, which today appreciates soap, water, and the occasional exfoliation, would have been public enemy number 1. Clean skin meant secrets, smooth hair meant dark arts. And moisturizing? Absolutely demonic behavior. Imagine getting arrested for having suspiciously healthy pores. Basically, the Middle Ages were one long aroma terrorism era, and your desire not to smell like a centuries-old potato would have landed you a one-way ticket to Bonfire Town. No broomstick required. Number 2, animal whisperer. Energy. Let's say you're minding your business, feeding a stray cat because you're a decent human with a functioning heart. Boom. Witch. In medieval logic, animals weren't just pets. They were furry USB ports for demonic Wi-Fi. If a random crow landed near you, you were considered spiritually Bluetooth paired with Satan. Even worse if the animal followed you. That meant the creature recognized your power instead of, wanting food, warmth, or literally anything else. Your brain today knows animals follow people who feed them. But medieval villagers took one look at a friendly cat and went, "Ah yes, the devil's Roomba." You'd basically be accused of running a magical pet-sitting business for demons. Any gentle gesture, petting, nursing an injured bird, even talking to your cow, instantly became Exhibit A in your witchcraft trial. So yeah, being nice to animals? Dangerous hobby? Hope you enjoyed not being set on fire while it lasted. Number 3, left-handed crimes. Imagine writing a grocery list, okay, a barley and turnips list, with your left hand. Suddenly, an entire village is ready to speed-run your execution. Medieval society believed the left hand was literally the sinister hand. Not symbolically, literally. If you grabbed your cup, plucked a berry, or waved at someone using your left hand, people assumed you were channeling some dark chaos energy straight from the pit. And if you did anything well with your left hand, oh no, that meant you were blessed by forces unknown. Being ambidextrous was like being double witch. Today we'd call it a cool party trick. Back then it was, your hand favors the devil, fetch the torches. So if you're left-handed right now, congrats. Medieval, you would have had the life expectancy of a paper snowflake in a fireplace. Number 4, the unsettling talent of reading. Imagine you're chilling under a tree, flipping through a book like a perfectly normal human being who enjoys words. A medieval villager walks by, sees you recognizing squiggly symbols on parchment, and immediately goes, "Ah, witch." Reading back then wasn't a hobby. It was a superpower reserved for monks, nobles, and that one guy in town who definitely knew too much. If you were an ordinary person and you could interpret letters, it meant you'd either made a pact with something unholy or you were dangerously curious, which was basically the same crime. Your brain today thinks reading is calm, peaceful, fulfilling. But medieval logic went like, books are mysterious. You touched one. Therefore, you're doing arcane rituals. And heaven forbid you actually enjoyed learning. Interest in knowledge was suspicious. Intelligence was suspicious. Even having a good memory was a red flag. If you somehow remembered the price of grain from last week, too powerful. Straight to the stake with you, human encyclopedia. Basically, your literate self would have been the walking Kindle of doom. Number 5, suspiciously accurate weather predictions. Picture this. Dark clouds gather. You say, "It's probably going to rain." You're right. Great job. Also, witch. Medieval Europe absolutely did not vibe with meteorology. Predicting the weather, even by common sense, made people think you were tapping into forbidden knowledge. If you noticed the wind shifting or saw birds behaving weirdly and said something like, "Storm's coming," that was the equivalent of announcing you were on Satan's personal newsletter mailing list. Your brain today knows about humidity, pressure, cloud types, all that good stuff. Back then, the atmosphere was basically a giant divine mood swing, and you having the audacity to understand it? Treason. Even farmers, literal outdoor specialists, had to be careful. If they were too consistently correct about harvests or rainfall, people assumed they had supernatural assistance. Imagine being executed for knowing what a cumulonimbus is before the 1200s invented a word for it. So yes, if you've ever said, "It looks like rain," congratulations, you'd be the village prophet, sorcerer, and meteorological menace all in one. Number 6. The midnight bathroom trip. Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. because your bladder decides to betray you. You step outside with a candle, half asleep, trying not to trip on a goat, and instantly, you're a witch. In the Middle Ages, nighttime wandering was basically a red flag with legs. People believed nothing good happens after dark, which, to be fair, was mostly true because they had wolves, bandits, and the occasional plague floating around. But if you were outside, that wasn't survival instinct. That was secret moonlit ritual energy. Your brain today knows sometimes you just need air or water or to pee without waking up the entire household. But medieval villagers? They saw shadows, silhouettes, and candles flickering like you were auditioning to be the town's new occult representative. And gods forbid you looked calm while outside at night. Calmness meant comfort. Comfort meant familiarity. Familiarity meant you've been out here before. Doing what? Summoning? Bargaining? Conversing with spirits? Or, trying not to step in horse poop. But they didn't consider that option. Basically, going outside after sunset was like raising your hand in class and saying, "I would like to be scrutinized and possibly set on fire, thank you." Number 7. Being too good at cooking. Your oatmeal tastes good? Witch. Your stew doesn't look like swamp runoff? Witch. Your bread rises evenly instead of becoming a medieval brick? Witch of the highest order. Back then, cooking wasn't this fun, cozy, put-on music and chop vegetables experience. It was a gamble against physics, ingredients, fire, luck, and whatever mood the universe happened to be in. So if you consistently produced food that tasted good, people assumed you were either receiving divine whispers from Gordon Ramsay's angry ancestor or using sorcery. Your brain knows seasoning is not witchcraft, it's salt. But imagine adding herbs, or knowing how long to simmer something, or using heat correctly. That was too advanced. If your kitchen smelled heavenly, villagers suspected you weren't praying enough to balance it out. In fact, people accused women of witchcraft simply because their remedies or broths worked too well. No joke. A successful chicken soup could get you investigated, so if you can cook without starting 5 small fires, medieval, you would have been a culinary threat to national security. Number 8. Avoiding drama. Picture a village where gossip spreads faster than disease and everyone is constantly in each other's business. Now picture you minding your own peaceful, quiet life. Suspicious. Staying out of drama in the Middle Ages was like refusing to join a group chat today. Instantly questionable. People believed harmony meant you were above ordinary emotions, and being above emotions meant unnatural calmness, and unnatural calmness meant demon calmness. Your brain today calls it introversion, emotional maturity, or "I simply don't have time for this nonsense." Medieval folks called it dark forces shielding your heart from righteous chaos. If you didn't rage, gossip, scream, or go full soap opera when something happened, villagers assumed you lacked humanity. Too collected, too serene, too witchy. Ironically, if you did get emotional, they also called you a witch. Basically, your options were: be dramatic, suspicious. Be quiet, suspicious. Congratulations, you existed, suspicious. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them. Sketchy Logic Explains is an educational entertainment animation channel that explores the truth behind everyday mysteries. I put genuine effort into drawing every single day. It's not easy at all. Please help me with 1 subscription. It truly means a lot to me. I love you all.